Head down is the last position that we learn in the free fly progression. Action. G'day guys, I'm Chico. Today we're going to talk about head down. So in the head down orientation, there is a few different positions that we can fly: a straddle, a shelf and a daffy. Today we're going to talk about the daffy position. Reason being is this is, in my opinion, one of the more stable positions and consistent positions where we have equal amount of lift at the front and the rear, allowing us to have more success when learning head down. We want to think about the upper body falling faster than the lower body. The reason for that is obviously we're head down. So if we're creating a lot of lift with our legs and it's in a slower fall rate than our upper body, it's going to allow us to maintain that stability, kind of like a shuttlecock. If you can imagine a shuttlecock sort of design where the head is pointed towards the ground and then it's kind of in like a triangle shape where we're maximising lift the further up the body we go. What we want to think about is having one of our legs to the front and one of our legs to the rear. The way that we do that is by pulling the front knee down so that we create a nice horizontal plane with our upper leg, and then we push our foot forward to create a little bit of extra lift on the lower leg. On the back leg, we want to push our foot down slightly on the wind to create a bit of a bend at the knee, at the same time pushing our foot rearwards, opening our feet up front to rear to maximise that lift as much as we can. It's very important if we really focus on pulling the toes up towards the knees, similar to what we talked about with back flying and sit flying. The reason being, like I said last time in the last video, was it really helps engage the lower leg and keep it strong throughout our flight. So with the upper body, the important things to focus on with the arms, there are two of them. The first one is we want to make sure that our hands stay below our elbows and then our elbows stay below our shoulders at all times. The second thing, which is also very important, is we want to ensure that we keep our elbows in front of our shoulders as well, so that we're not arching our chest, which creates a lot of drive, which is quite difficult to control. So we want to create a D-arch position with our upper body, unlike the position we learnt to fly when we fly head up. Head down is quite the opposite. We need to ensure that we keep our shoulders down as well, so we're not shrugging like this. The reason for that is it also helps with that shuttlecock analogy, helps streamline the upper body to ensure that our upper body is falling nice and fast. It's very important to ensure that we keep our head nice and neutral, so we're not pulling our chin up too much or our chin down. And in our natural head down position, it will feel like you are pulling your head backwards slightly as well, making sure that we're not pulling the chin up and looking down towards the ground, which is really common. Try and keep that chin down whilst we pull our head back so it's nice and neutral. To move around in the head down position, the first thing we will talk about is forwards and backwards. We can just push our head forwards slightly and then pull it backwards slightly, keeping it on the same plane to move in that direction. In addition to that, so we can understand, is basically as I push my head forwards, I'm exposing more of the back to the airflow, which creates that forwards movement. And then as I pull my head back, now I expose a little bit more of the front of my body to the airflow, which creates that backwards movement. So therefore, to be neutral, I need to find that neutral position where I'm a straight line and I'm not causing any forwards or backwards. Up and down or slow fall and fast fall. Pretty simple in a sense that to go faster, we just want to reduce our surface area, so we're speeding up with the arms, bringing them down slightly to create a more streamlined upper body position. We can also do the same with the legs. However, we want to avoid taking our legs off the wind too much when we are learning to fly head down, because it can cause us to lose our stability. So initially, the best way to speed up is just by using the arms, bringing them down slightly. Slowing down, obviously the opposite. We want to engage the arms and legs at the same time on the wind. The way that we do that is just by bringing our arms up so that we don't go past that shoulder level. As soon as we start to go past the shoulders, we are going to create a bit of a drive and a speed up. So we want to avoid doing that. With the legs, we just simply want to ensure that we stretch those feet out front to rear as much as we can to create as much lift as possible. Turning is one of those things I don't talk about how to do it. I just say, just turn that way like you would sitting here, you know. So maybe I'll just say that. Side sliding. The way that we want to side slide is basically the direction I want to move. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure on the shoulder and the arm like so, and drop the other shoulder and arm down to create obviously a path for the airflow, which is going to allow me to slide in the direction where I apply the pressure. Super important skill to have, so that we're not having to turn our body, move forwards and then turn again to get into a position that might only be a small adjustment. So that is the basic head down position, the daffy head down position that we've talked about. Basically, the important part is to think about the upper body always falling a little bit faster than the lower bodies. We want to be big with the legs, streamline with the upper body. That's going to allow us to maintain our stability. The common problems are just overusing the upper body and forgetting about the legs, which then causes the legs to lose the stability because they're trying to overtake the upper body. And that's going to make sense when we're showing it in the video, right?